beautiful audience. This is your girl, Casey Pacheco. Welcome back to Meet the Experts. Now, if you've been hanging with me, you know I'm going all around the globe meeting amazing people. Most of our guests are usually nurses, but this is a amazing naturopathic doctor. She has transformed herself from the world of naturopathic medicine into neurolinguistic practitioning, where she actually holds an institute in her name. I mean, she is boss mama. I am going to introduce her, Dr. Liz. She owns the Bolen Alchemy Institute, and I want you to hear. Lean in, listen in, because this is a podcast you don't want to miss. Welcome in, Dr. Liz.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Well, I have been interviewing nurses from around the world, and I know you have worked and you have helped a lot of nurses, including me. You were my teacher, and you actually gave me the training where I got 4 designations in over 40 countries to be a neurolinguistic practitioner. Now, some people may not have heard what they might be like, what is that? So you might explain to the audience what it is, the magic that you do.
So they're the best kept secrets in wellness, essentially. So there's 4 designations through the Institute. Neurolinguistic programming is neurolinguistic programming, or NLP, and it is the best tool to manage who you are now in the moment. It is how you learn how to show up. It teaches you emotional intelligence skills. It teaches you how to be a whole human and have access to all of your feelings in a very healthy way. Most people use it for marketing and business. It's the best kept secret in wellness. It will make sure that you feel your best and show up your best no matter what's going on around you. It's resiliency in a modality. And then you have the hypnosis, or hypnotherapy, which most people have heard of. No, it's not going to craze the zombie. It's the one that actually helps you reprogram your unconscious mind. And in terms of health, your unconscious mind runs your health programs. You don't think about breathing. You don't think about secreting neurotransmitters. You don't think about creating illness. It all happens outside of your awareness. So why would you do health consciously when it's the wrong part of your mind that controls it? And hypnotherapy is the key to unlocking your health programming and rapidly getting better faster.
Powerful stuff.
Hypnotherapy is the most powerful.
It is.
And then timeline therapy is essentially like your trauma modality. So you want to clear all the baggage you've been carrying around in a very short period of time that you thought you were never going to get rid of. That's timeline therapy. You will put down the baggage or the trauma armor that I see a lot of nurses wearing. A lot of trauma armor, and you're ready to go, but it's not serving you.
Yes.
Timeline therapy will allow you to get rid of all of that in about an hour. So they're the best kept healing secrets and modalities that no one talks about because they're not patentable, because you're not going to see it in a pill form. And it actually promotes true healing, not illness. So we're not talking about staying ill and managing. We're talking about actually getting over your symptoms and becoming asymptomatic. That's the message.
And I know this is exactly why you even set out on your journey to become a naturopathic doctor. And as a holistic nurse, we can go down a rabbit hole on that. But I wanted the audience to get to know you a little bit and just the way how you think and the way how you have processed life. So I have a few rapid questions to ask you. Are you okay? You ready for it?
I am.
Okay, so if you could share one piece of advice with your younger self, Dr. Liz, what would it be and why?
That everything you're going through is going to shape you to who you are. That everything that you go through has a reason and a lesson, whether you know what it is or not. So learning to be grateful no matter what the experience is, and learning that this too shall pass. And it's going to make you the person who you're going to absolutely love in the end of it is a process and a transformation. The beginning and the process isn't everyone's favorite. So I promise the end is what you'll love. Surrender faster is what I probably tell my younger self.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. Okay, second question. If you had the power to change or transform one major aspect of healthcare, what would it be? And how do you envision it will impact the system and the people it serves?
I would make it practitioner led. I already know this answer. I've been saying a lot about this one. I'd make it practitioner focused and centered. So, like a matriarchal society, when you put the practitioner who has the best interest of the clients and patients and themselves at the forefront, everyone wins. So,
Mhm.
we need to stop thinking that the government's or any outside external factor is going to be able to change a system that the practitioners need to build and the practitioner needs to run and drive forward. So, when we have that in place, you'll
Mhm.
see healthcare practitioners getting paid for keeping people healthy versus managing when they're sick. So imagine only seeing people when they were sick and they didn't have to pay because you were getting paid to keep the other people healthy. You were getting
Mm.
paid to do your job, right? It just flips everything on
It
its
just turns everything around. Now, I have to say this because I have some nurses who've come on here and they're so upset with the insurance companies. And I know you live in Canada, so you're in a whole totally different country, but you're echoing something that we're hearing all around the globe. Give the practitioners back the full scope of taking care of the population.
yes. Our innate drive is to help people get better, to take care of people, to watch people grow. When you take away our ability to do so, whether that is limiting our scope, whether that is limiting what we're able to give to them based on monetary, financial pieces, based on socioeconomic status, you are putting an arm behind our back and not allowing us to do what we're called to do. So there has to be other systems put in play that aren't based off of profit and line only. There has to be win-win wins for everyone involved. And profit for outside corporations or outside governmental structures can't be the ones that we're filtering everything through. Let us do us, let us manage us with, we're all really good at guidelines. We are aware that there has to be governing bodies, but that doesn't have to be through a lens of, I want to say, corruption and for governmental red tape that they don't understand the system, the process, or what we actually have to do day in and day out. So that needs to get out of wellness. And we need to be able to give them the freedom to create a different structure that actually works. Because right now it doesn't anywhere in the world.
Yes. Now, I wanna lean into something that I really feel you are on the path to creating, because a lot of people are talking about healthcare that is affordable.
Mhm.
You offer solutions in your institute that it's not the cheapest, and when you come out, you actually cap your students and say you cannot charge below this, and their patients are willing to pay it. It stretches them to pay it. Can you speak to the broken healer syndrome where we want to give everything for free? We want to save the world for free. We want to do it at the least cost possible. Could you speak to that?
I can. And it's not the least cost possible because the person who's paying the price is the practitioner and the healer.
Mm.
So it's distributing the energy because we are so hardwired to take care of everyone else at our own expense.
Yes.
We will either take on their pain and trying to heal it for them, which is a common healer boundary blow up, or we will try and prevent them from experiencing the consequences of their actions. And that could be financially, that could be through emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially. Doesn't matter which way that we are trying to lessen their blow to make them feel comfortable. So disease is uncomfortable. Them in their comfort zone is with disease. So their comfort zone, by definition, is harmful and it's toxic because it's keeping them sick. Our job is to switch it. And the way that most people are programmed, especially now, is that if it's not hard or if you don't have a certain price tag to it, they don't value it. Period. So they're not going to engage with it. And they've done many studies on this. You can hand away the same information for free and no one's going to follow it.
Yeah.
Or you put a big ass price tag on it
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to eat it up like candy just because it's the big price tag, but it all you changed was the price of it.
Yeah.
So it works with psychology to get their buy-in. So, and they also have to be able to put time, money, and energy, all three of them, into their own journey. They need to put it in because you as a healer are going to hold so much more for them. You're holding them energetically. You're holding them mentally, emotionally. You're holding them accountable physically to show up and transform. That costs you. There is a cost to it for you. So not only is it just your time, which all healers like to just throw away, myself included in the beginning.
Yes.
So we're like, nah, it's fine. But you got to think of how much your time is worth from your family perspective, how much you spent in schooling, how much you spent in time, money, and energy to get your designations, to get your degrees, to get your professional PhDs, whatever you have. That costs time, money, and energy that they're accounting for wanting your actual advice.
Yeah.
Then it's the time, money, and energy for holding space, whether that's your office space, whether that is whatever tools you were using, if it's acupuncture needles, it's the homeopathic medicine, whatever your actual hard costs are, that costs you as well. So in order for them to get there, you have to understand how much time, money, energy debt you went into to be able to hold such a sacred space for the person sitting in front of you. There needs to be a win-win-win.
Yes.
So there needs to be a buy-in from the client, but there needs to be the reimbursement of everything you've put in to be able to show up as you are for that client to help them fully. And that's where the win-win-win comes in, when healers realize how much they actually bring to the table.
Yes.
And I don't know where. Maybe it was insurance. I'm not quite sure. I know in Canada where it went in, because it's different in the States, where they thought healing's supposed to be free, though we get taxed up to 50%, sometimes 60% of our income, depending on what you make. So healthcare even here is not free. It's just taxed differently.
It's taxed.
We pay for everyone. It's taxed. So it's not free. I wish that our doctors handed us bills. Even if it was zero at the end of it, at least they know how much we charged, because we don't even get that information.
True. Wow.
So we have this weird unconscious piece that, hey, healthcare is free. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
We paid. We already paid.
Yes.
And that because you can help someone means you should. That's not the filter. So because you can help someone means you can help them. You can't help someone who doesn't want it and who's not willing to invest in their own process to get better. And there's the difference, because you're not meant to help the people who don't want to be helped, and that's okay.
Yes.
The people who want to be helped will put in the time, money, and energy, and then you'll link up with those people who actually want to get better.
Do you think this plays a part in burnout, where we're pouring so much energy and we're teaching and educating people who we call repeat offenders? They're coming back with the same illness, same process, or worse. and after time, seeing these chronic diseases, as clinicians, we burn out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely part of it. It is also part because we give away things for free without the energetic exchanges, right? Because there is not the reciprocation from the client purely energetically. If you're giving too much one way and not receiving, you have to burn out. And that's what the actual system set up for. Because you're not being supported with how much you're giving in all areas.
Yes. And this is not just money. This can be emotional energy, mental capacity, right? Your physical, some jobs are way more physical than others. This is very powerful. And I love that this is what your program goes into. You really learn the dynamics of energy. Now, there is a movement of nurses who are getting into holistic nursing, who are getting into nurse coaching, and I absolutely loved it. But when I saw your program, I'm like, no, I'm going to go all the way. I want to reprogram from the thought concept before it's even a manifestation. I want to deal with the thoughts. Can you speak to nurse coaches who may be looking in with interest and saying, what is this Alchemy Institute about? I am interested. I want to know more. Could you speak to that?
Of course. So, what we were taught isn't healing, it was taught not sick. Does that make sense? So, we
Mhm.
weren't taught what healthy really was or what health was. We were taught what not sick was. So, alchemy in itself will take lead into gold, so your illness into health. And it's going to teach you on all four bodies. We're also not taught that there's four bodies.
Yes.
And there's a process of disease. So physical is the last place it shows up, but you'll start thinking about it in a different way. And your thoughts now can actually change the epigenetic expression of your DNA. They will affect your immune system, your lymphatic system. That's all your thoughts. So people think, oh, I'm just thinking it. That can be extremely harmful. That's where it starts.
Mhm.
Because when you think it enough, then you start speaking it, and then you start talking about it, and then you start to feel it. And then it goes into the feeling. And then your feelings, you're not as happy as often. You're sad, you're depressed, you're anxious. And then eventually, because it's still not a disease yet, and we haven't dealt with it at these levels, then it actually becomes much more, so we can't actually ignore it. And we get physical symptom sets. So we at the Alchemy Institute, the Bolen Alchemy Institute, will show you how to work with health on all four bodies, and we'll show you how to work from the physical all the way up into the quantum or the spiritual pieces. So no matter where someone comes in, you know how to work with them, and you know how to make them become asymptomatic, which I know I can't say. There's no such thing as healing
Yes.
in medicine. It's actually illegal to heal. And it's such a weird thing to say. We have $1 billion industry on healing people that's not allowed to heal people. It's mind-blowing, but it's illegal to heal in many countries around the world. Everywhere in North America, it's illegal to heal. You're not allowed to say it. You're not, nothing. So you can become asymptomatic, but you will always have the disease title in North America, but you don't have to have the symptom sets. So you get to choose what that means, because I'm not allowed to say anything past that legally. So but you get to be.
We get the drift. We get what you're talking about.
Good.
Now, if someone's looking in and they're like, well, Casey's a nurse, and she was a naturopathic doctor, and I just feel called to help people to heal, but I am not medical by any means. Can they become part? Can they join? Can they piggyback on what you have created and actually enter your institute?
For sure. So it's open to anyone who has a desire to heal. What makes the Bolen Alchemy Institute very different from other institutes is the fact that we work within the healing paradigm with people who want to heal. So you don't have to have it in your background, but that is typically our intention. It's not always the person who wants to go into marketing. There are other institutes that'll deal with that. This is, I want to help people. I want to show up. And I want to actually be able to get paid much more. I want to have little to no debt, because if I think of how much I actually spent becoming a naturopathic doctor, my courses are nothing. Like, if you think of the difference, and I get paid much more doing what I do now than I did as a doctor, as a straight doctor, like hands down, night and day. And I was like, well, that is astonishing to me. So anyone who wants to show up and help people, who wants to get into the healing space in an effective and an amazing transformative way, is welcome at the Institute. We just have our courses geared towards learning how to heal. We're much more of a how to work with people than some of the other institutes around the world that teach similar modalities. We are much more client-centered. We're much more showing you guys how to show up. There's other programs around the designation courses meant for you guys to succeed. Like, we have a residency program that we're the only one in the world that has. So once you hit a certain level, there's a year mentorship actually 2-year mentorship with me, where we help you build your healing business, where you have to hit certain revenue goals, where you are showed how to put the client first, and you're mentored into thinking different, into having the extra support as a practitioner working with clients. You get access to our healing hub, where you may be given clients to do some of the ones, and they're like, here, I think this person's great for you. I'll hand you clients that are building your business. So you guys learn and grow, and we get to grow this beautiful ecosystem together. And we're one of the only institutes in the world that does that.
That's amazing. And that leads right into what I wanted to ask you about, because not only do you have all these certifications and you are now a master trainer where you can train others all the way up to being trainers, but you have built an incredibly successful business. So I just wanted to lean in a little bit and just ask you about what what did it take for you to get and to have what you have right now, a thriving business? Because let's be honest, so many people start off with such good-hearted ideas, and they run into cash flow problems, they run into marketing issues, they run into I'm one person running this whole show and it's too overwhelming, too much for me. Can you just speak to that, the reality of running a business?
For sure. So everyone can run a business. I'm going to put that out there.
Mhm.
So everyone has the ability to run a business. Whether you want to or not is a really personal question. Though when you are running a business, especially one in wellness, we're not taught that. We don't have a single business course. You may get an accounting course in one of your degrees or whatever your training piece is. We're not taught. We're actually taught actively not to have one. So I know in the naturopathic world, they put so many things in Ontario. That's where I was practicing. Of you couldn't actually run a business. They took out packages. They took out certain pricings. Like, they made it almost impossible to run a business in the wellness world. So depending on your designations, sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not, but they never set you up to run a business. The only thing they taught you how to do was work with people and heal. Now, just because they never taught you didn't mean you didn't have to learn. And this is where people get stuck. So you will always have to put a business hat on, and you are going to have your shelves also laced with business books on top of it. So one of the biggest shifts I had was when I realized I wasn't just a doctor. I wasn't an naturopathic doctor. I wasn't just sitting here, because that's how the identity you come out in. When I learned to put on my CEO hat and my business hat, I had to show up differently. I had to learn to charge. I had to put healer boundaries in, because what I had learned and my natural instinct was to overgive, was to have no boundaries, was to people please, was to take care of people even if they didn't ask for it, which is always a good one. So even if they didn't ask for it, I'd take care of them.
Yeah.
And that is not good in terms of business, because you end up burnt out. So I had to learn how to do business. And I spent a lot of time, I hired business coach. I worked my butt off in learning business strategies and in marketing and in sales. Like, it's like a whole other degree no one gets like a plaque on the wall for. And like, that's one of the biggest pieces, is that you have to own the identity of business owner and healer.
Yes.
And when you refuse to put on the business owner, you will not have a business.
Yes. 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 That identity shift is very important. And that identity shift it speaks into where we have conflict at times as healers, as clinicians. We're usually running up against the business heads in our fields because we don't understand why we have to say no. We don't understand why we have to charge. We don't understand why we have to stick to the boundaries that we set. But I love this about your courses, because in your course, actually teaching and helping healing other people, there's where the healing for yourself comes in as well.
Yeah, and running your own business is the biggest course in personal development that you will ever get.
Yes.
And it's not intellectual, it's experiential. So where you're stuck in your business is where you are stuck personally, always. So it is this beautiful journey into looking into your own gaps, looking into your own blockages, and showing up more authentically with boundaries, which are healthy. So when you're running the business, those boundaries are really about showing your clients and your patients how to show up and set boundaries themselves. So if you refuse to set them, why should they? You haven't even modeled it for them. They don't even know what one looks like.
Yes.
So you can't preach at them. You need to actually demonstrate to them. And that's part of running your business. And if you haven't actually collected your own payments, which a lot of healers don't collect their own payments. They have the receptionist do it, or it's billed through insurance. Like there's many different avenues of what they're doing this. I highly recommend with you starting there. Having to ask for payment and receiving payment. Not handing it off to the receptionist, not doing anything with the insurance companies. Yes, you can actually sit there, but you have to actually do the transaction. You need to know what it is. You need to be able to receive, and it changes the way you show up.
This is powerful. This is absolutely powerful. So now we're in the conversation, and I know the viewers are like listening in and they're like, whoa, she is powerful. I want to work with her. Do you even, I know you run an institute, but do you work one-on-one with clients?
So I do. So we have a hub attached to it. So it's the Healing Hub. And we work in 3 paradigms with practitioners. So I know practitioners are also the people who normally go in because they need to be healed. So we do work in quantum medicine. That is one avenue. We do work in quantum wealth, which also means that if you are a business owner in the wellness sphere and you want to actually uplevel your business, we will actually go in and show you where all your blockages are and help you start creating wealth and upgrade your wealth programming. And we work in solar alchemy, which is really the spiritual aspect. So we have 3 different realms that we work with practitioners in the Healing Hub. You can work with me one-on-one, and you can work with my residents that I personally mentor as well. Okay. So it's a big hub that has different price points and has different practitioners who are amazing. You will always meet with me. I am the sorting hat from Hogwarts. I know I'm dating myself. That's okay. I am the sorting hat from Hogwarts. And I will sort you based on our conversations with the best person that I believe. And sometimes that is me. Sometimes there's a better practitioner where I see their identical journey and it's not me, though you'll be in better hands there. So we do work with people one-on-one on a regular basis. And we make sure that they're all taken care of. We make sure that they get their results. And we get results.
Yes. Speak to the results. Speak to the results, because there's a lot of people promising a lot of things and charging a lot of money. But what is, when you say results, what do you mean by that?
So we get paid based on results, not time. Now, time for money in the wellness industry is the biggest money suck. It is the biggest trap we have. Time for money is not equivalent. That's not a thing. That's, you'll cap out, you'll burn out. Time for money isn't a piece. And we practice what we preach here. So we don't get paid for our time. We get paid for our results. So we have contract and a guaranteed process that we work with you until you get your results. And it's your result, whatever time frame that is. Now, it will happen much faster than you're used to because we work with the most powerful mind-body medicine tools and we set you up for success. But we have parameters based on your behaviors, based on your outcomes. So it's not a time. You're not paying for our time. You're paying to get what you asked for. And I say this, I know I phrased it interestingly. Because so many times people will tell me what they want so badly. And then right as they're about to get it, they try and run the opposite way because getting what they want scares them more than staying where they are. So we get you to where you say you want to be. Even if by the time right before you're about to get it, you say you don't want to, don't worry. You're getting there. We are getting you through the process. We're
Yes.
getting you there. That's what we're paid to do, is to get you there. So you are getting to the results we have discussed that are best for you from where your starting point is. And you are getting there. That's what you're paying for. The result, you're not paying for the actual process itself. You're not paying for our time. You're not paying for anything that you're used to paying for. You're paying to get what you want. And that's what makes this revolutionary. And that's what makes health revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in health, what we like to say is healing is a byproduct of behavior change. So we can't guarantee health results. That's illegal. Remember, it's illegal. But what we do, I haven't hit on home or not enough. What we can say is that we can work with you in changing the behaviors that will lead to you being asymptomatic. And we'll focus on the behavior there. We can't focus on the health result because, again, illegal. But we can focus on the behavior changes that will lead to that H word that we're not allowed to say legally.
Yeah.
So it's different.
This is powerful. And I know for some viewers, they may be looking at this and saying, wow, I have not encountered this before. What is the best way for them to reach out to you?
So reach out to me through email or through the website and just book. There's enough things saying book a Zoom tea with me, book a Zoom tea, and just tell me who you are and what you want. I just want to know what you want. I'm one of those types. Just give me what you want and we'll see how we can get you there. Yes. I want you to win. I so badly want everyone to win. I don't care what you want to win in. I just want you to win.
Yes.
So book the Zoom tea, and it's www.bolenalchemyinstitute.com.
Well, Dr. Liz, I asked you all of my questions. Now, audience, you might have questions of your own. You see, I asked all of my questions. Now is your time. What questions do you have for Dr. Liz? What would you like to know? What would you like to experience? Would you like to try it out? I know, Dr. Liz, you had this period where you had some classes, some informational sessions. Do you still have those going in 2026?
So what we have going right now is we have hypnotic acupressure coming back in, where you can come and experience some of the mind-body medicine tools.
Okay.
They can book in and come in and allow me to treat them for once and experience what it actually is like to go through it.
Yes. This is wonderful.
Yes. And, the more information can be done with me after. And I take questions after hypnotic acupressure all the time.
That's awesome. So if you're thinking you want to experience it, definitely book some time with Dr. Liz. She will direct you to where you need to go. Dr. Liz, I am so grateful that I met you at the conference. I'm so grateful that I was able to be part of your community. I was able to take the training, get the designations, because it has really impacted every facet of my life and my business and my clients. So it's wonderful. You're doing real healing work. This is getting to the root of the problem. You can't get anywhere to the root more than subconscious reprogramming of yourself. So I thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. If the audience have any questions for you, definitely when they ask you, you will see it come up in the comment section. And I know I'm going to put all of your links and everything that points the direction to you so that they could connect with you. Share the love here. Thank you so much for being here. Audience, thank you for joining us. And as always, we will see you every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Meet the Experts here on LinkedIn. We'll see you later.